Stop playing, man. See this face? That means you know what time it is. Let's get to work. Hopping off the porch with number one, the Christmas clincher. And nah, I'm not alluding to what you may have had to do last week when you decided that ham, sugar cookies, and eggnog in the same sitting was a good idea. No, no, no. I'm referring to our Los Angeles Chargers securing a spot in the 2022 NFL playoffs a full 2 weeks prior to the end of the season. And yeah, even saying that again out loud sounds really weird. But by the same token, feels amazing. Last trip to the dance, 2018, right? Actually feels like it's been longer, but I digress. Here they are. And now the real work begins. You get to see Staley in high pressure situation, which, if you want to count last year against the Raiders for a chance to punch their ticket into the playoffs, yes, kind of seen that already. Hopefully there's a different outcome this time around. And also some guys that haven't been there before. Lots of young players with an opportunity to showcase themselves on a big stage. And I think we're all looking forward to see how they perform. So get ready for some fun, guys. We're right on the cusp of it. Since we're chatting, Staley, it's actually a good segue into number two, coming of age. And that's what it looks like Brandon is doing. He's growing a bit, especially in the last few weeks. Started right around that Dolphins game where you saw him make defensive adjustments from a personnel standpoint to better combat the opponent that week. What a novel concept. Game planning specifically for your particular opponent on that given week. Who knew? And I'm not sure what took him so long. I'm just glad that it happened. And it's paying defense on the defensive side of the ball, even with all the injuries. You're seeing dudes who used to be liabilities show up and look like real football players now. Alohi Gilman. I mean, hell, Kenneth Murray is out there making plays from time to time. And what that tells me is it's not about sticking and being stubborn with what you think will work, but making the adjustment so that you're not really putting guys in situations where they can't succeed, but you're playing to whatever their specific strengths are. Makes all the sense in the world to me. And no, look, I'm not going to apologize for criticizing Brandon Staley a few weeks back and saying that I thought he was in over his head and he might need to go. Look at it this way. Your kid goes to school, they fail the first semester, and you chastise them for it. Of course, you want to be there to build them up, but, they screwed up. They have to suffer consequences for it. They go back the next semester and they ace it. Great. You're going to give them all the props in the world about that, but you're not going to retroactively go back and apologize for the criticism from before. They earned that. So y'all miss me with that nonsense. You ain't getting that from me. Into the number three ski. 2020 vision. That's right. Everyone sees you, Joe. Oh boy. The beauty of the defense playing the way that it has the last few weeks is that it means Joe Lombardi can no longer hide behind poor defensive play. It's not an excuse anymore. The offense coming out, not being overly productive, still being behind and down in distance, having weird play calling, strange personnel decisions for certain packages. Everybody sees it now. Everybody understands that in a game like you played against the Colts where there were multiple turnovers and you essentially killed their offense altogether, just completely shut the offense down. They didn't convert 1/3 down the entire night. Why are you only scoring 20 points against that team? Now, granted, I'm happy to beat a team by more than 2 scores. I was just asking for a 2-score win. They gave me a little bit more than that, and I appreciate it. By the same token, the Chargers should have put up at least 30 against the Colts. At least. And yeah, people are starting to come out and admit it. Even some of the apologists I see have given up. And great. I don't know why that hill was one that you decided you wanted to plant your flag and potentially die on, but glad to see some of y'all getting off of it, but some aren't. And look, do your thing. But it's just not wise, in my opinion. Again, this is not the person that I'm ecstatic to go into the playoffs with, calling plays for Justin Herbert and the rest of the offense. But hopefully, dude's been holding back, and we get into the dance, and then he just unleashes, and we all look silly. Maybe. I ain't holding my breath about that, but we'll see how it goes. Into number 4, fight or flight. So yeah, the Chargers have clinched their spot, but I'm not interested in seeing any coasting going on. There's a lot that needs to be done all around on this team. Like, you've got Derwin, who's in and out of the lineup. He went homicidal last week and attempted to take a dude out. I just think that he had a lot of pent-up aggression from missing 2 weeks of ball, and he was just trying to make a statement. And there was kind of a weird call on him to play before. It's debatable. But look, you want to incorporate him back into what's been going on the last few weeks. And also, newsflash, I think we've all seen it here in the last couple hours as I'm recording it. This popped up. And Garrett was very generous in the information that he provided in Discord that Joey's back. And that window for him to return has been opened. And it looks like the plan may be for him to get some snaps soon. Of course, not this week, but possibly in the season finale. And now you're talking about two of the most important players on your defense, if not the two most important players, being back and ready to roll. And we finally get to see what Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa look like on the field for extended period of time. Cannot wait. Bart Scott. But what I don't want to see is them rolling in rusty. There are a couple guys who could use reduced snaps. I'm fine with that. But I'm not interested in seeing the Chargers be happy that they're in. They should be fighting for that 5th seed. And for all intents and purposes, I imagine that's what they will do. So, waiting with bated breath. We'll see how it goes. And since we're talking about things that I would like to see here in the next few weeks, let's cap this off with number 5. Pound Town. And y'all, get your minds out of the gutter. This ain't that type of party. Let's get the run game going in the next 2 weeks. Take a little bit off of Eckler's plate. Let Kelly and specifically Isaiah Spiller get some more burn, because you're going into the playoffs and you're going to get on the road, and there's a very high probability that you're going to end up in inclement weather, and attempting to toss the ball around 40 to 50 times a game ain't going to get it. It's twofold. You get one of your most important offensive assets in Eckler a little bit of a breather, let him go in fresher, and then you're getting snaps to a kid who needs his confidence built up, who's shown you that he can create, make a little something out of nothing in the limited carries he's had. And then you might have a nice little 3-headed monster going into the playoffs. And that's scary. When you can basically impose your will against a team with the run game, it opens up so many things. But really what it does is, like, you can break a team's will with that. Now, of course, they're going to need decent blocking up front, and that's where hopefully Rashawn Slater can come back and make his presence known. But man, you just at least have to show that you'll be committed to it. And I don't know. I mean, I'm probably sitting here, talking to myself about it, because I don't know that there will be a significant improvement to the run game. But you got to take these next 2 weeks to at least see what you have there. And I don't know, maybe just the repetitions of it, showing teams that you're willing to do it, is enough to create a big enough threat to when you're in the playoffs that it pays off. I don't know. Just throwing spitballs here. I just want the running game to be effective. And again, yeah, my old school get off my lawn self is a huge fan of a run first offense. That's not what this team is. I know you say I probably need to get over it, but I won't, because the playoffs are a different animal. And I know that you want to kind of go with what got you there, but keep in mind, if you don't get the run game going, you're leaving offensive passing play calls in the hands of Joe Lombardi. And how often is that going to work more than it fails? God, please get the run game going. But whatever. Once again, we shall see. But that's it for me. Appreciate you guys, per usual, joining me here, listening to me run my mouth. No matter what, I will be back with 5 of them things for your head top. Next week, this week, the Chargers have the Rams. I don't know if anybody cares about this whole battle for LA thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. Rams suck. But the Chargers need to go in looking at that game like one that they need to win, because they need to battle for this 5th seed. There are a few things that need to happen, but first and foremost, they got to win out. So whatever. But like I said before, I'll be back regardless, and we'll chop it up. Hopefully talking about a W. So until the next time, y'all take it easy. I'm out this thing. Y'all be cool. Go on.